Imagine a player who has all the technical gifts, the passing range and the eye for the right tempo, yet increasingly finds himself watching games through the tunnel. That's the crossroads Dani Ceballos now faces at Real Madrid, and why Juventus are reportedly keeping a close, calculating eye on him ahead of the January window. Italian outlets say the Bianconeri could revive interest and make a winter move if Ceballos' minutes don't change. The story reads like a classic football crossroads, a talented midfielder boxed into a peripheral role at a giant club and hungry to inside ready to pounce. Ceballos is tied to Madrid until 27, which gives his employers leverage but also removes the desperation that sometimes forces rushed sales. Madrid can wait for the right offer, and that, of course, shapes any January chessboard. The numbers being whispered around Europe aren't astronomical. Reports suggest Madrid could price him in the region of euros 15 million, a figure that suddenly makes sense to clubs looking for experienced, affordable midfield reinforcements rather than headline-grabbing marquee buys. To understand why Juventus would consider him, you need to look at profile and context. Ceballos is tidy on the ball, excellent in short spaces, and capable of dictating tempo without needing superstar license to roam. For a Juve midfield that has mixed youth with experience and is still searching for consistent creators away from the spotlight, a technically assured Spaniard with Champions League experience fits the brief. Add to that the mid-season timing. A January signing faces less competition and can slot into tactical training without the immediate pressure of pre-season expectations, and Juventus' interest becomes not just plausible but logical. Why then, hasn't this become a done deal already? The summer window saw an approach from Marseille come close, with Ceballos ultimately backing away from that operation. Betis floated as a sentimental return, but financial realities stopped that path. Those near misses left his situation unresolved rather than settled, and now with a new coach at Madrid and limited minutes under Xabi Alonso, the tension is increased. Reports indicate his game time so far this campaign has been scarce, leaving both player and potential suitors to weigh patience against opportunity. For Real Madrid, selling a squad player like Ceballos is more than a numbers game, it's about balance. Xabi Alonso has a clear blueprint and certain pecking orders in midfield. Letting Ceballos depart would reduce depth, but could also free wages and generate transfer cash that can be recycled. If Madrid truly value him around euros 15 million, they're signalling that while he's not untouchable, any exit must be economically sensible. For Juventus, that valuation frames Ceballos as a low-risk, potentially high-reward addition, affordable, experienced and immediately useful. But not every transfer is simply about price. Ceballos has to want it. He's reached a career point where game time matters more than the badge on the chest. Prolonged bench life at a club where competition is fierce can erode form and national team prospects. Similarly, Juventus must weigh integration and role. Would he be a starter, rotation cover, or a specialist for certain games? Tactical fit matters, and in that sense, this is as much a football decision as it is a financial one. So what are the likely outcomes when January arrives? One path sees Juventus table a concrete bid and Madrid accept, a permanent deal that gives Ceballos a fresh start and Juve a technical boost. Another is a loan with an option to buy, a lower risk test that suits everyone if Juve want to be cautious. The least dramatic outcome would be inertia. No move, Ceballos stays and fights for minutes, a slower burn that risks the frustration of both player and observers. Each scenario carries ripple effects. Juventus would signal clear intent in the market. Madrid would have to reshuffle their midfield picture. And for Ceballos personally, it could be the difference between wasted talent and a revived career. At the heart of the story is a question every football fan recognizes. Do you wait for the dream at a giant club, or do you take control of your career where you can play and matter every week? January will be the thermometer. Juventus are watching, Madrid have time, and Ceballos is, for now, the pivot on which several plans may turn. Which outcome would you back? A fresh start in Turin or patience at the Bernabeu?